Hello and welcome back to the channel. We are here with another episode of The Last of Us, episode 2. Last time on The Last of Us, arguably one of the best pilots for a series in recent memory. That I think I've seen. I don't think it's too far-fetched to actually make that claim. That was a really riveting episode. I think the thing that I was most impressed about for the first episode was just the dynamic between Joel and Sarah. And I must say, I forgot to mention this at the end of the last episode, is that how just how impressed I was with the actress who plays Sarah. I can't quite place it. She does look familiar. I don't think I've seen her in anything, but please post down in the comments, let me know if she's been in anything before that I might have seen, because she looks really familiar. But she did a fantastic job. There are times where actors or actresses are playing scenes, especially where they're being killed, where scenes where you die, and it can be a bit overplayed, especially when you're a child actor. But man, she killed it. She killed it. She was the. I know. Look, all the casting, drama aside, and fan reaction to all of that aside. I think the standout for the first episode was Sarah. Just the actress, she did such a phenomenal job, and this is not a jab against Bella Ramsey or anything like that. I just felt as though Sarah was the real standout in that episode, just performance wise alone. I think I would say Bella is probably one of the weakest in the episode, but that may just be because I haven't gotten a lot of time with her. The focus of the first episode was more on Joel, Sarah at the very beginning, and then Joel for the rest. So perhaps once I see a bit more of Bella in that role, then that will change things a bit. But the two strongest leads, or the two strongest performances in the first episode was Sarah and Joel. And boy, and it was by no means a perfect episode. It wasn't a perfect episode. I know a lot of people are overjoyed, and I'm happy for them, but I think sometimes we forget to be objective about it. The first half was perfection. The last half was a bit weaker than the first. That's not to say it was bad. The first half just set a really high bar, and then you kind of had to climb down for the latter half of it. Still an overall fantastic first episode. And the casting so far between Tess, Marlene, and I found out that Marlene's actress was actually the voice actress for Marlene in the video game. So I'm happy to see that they have been giving roles to some of those voice actors from the original game. I'm curious to see who else they may have used. I'm not too familiar with the the voice actors, to be honest. But as we go along, if there are any that pop up, you can let me know. But yeah, the opening sequence that they had explaining the fungi was really interesting. It definitely wasn't in the game, I don't think, but it just kind of shows that in doing adaptations, yes, it will be necessary to make changes to fit the format that you're now telling the story in, and that was necessary for the casual audience who doesn't know anything about The Last of Us. If you're playing the game, it's fine because you're engrossed in the gameplay, and I don't think in the game they really explained how the fungi work or any of that. So it's really interesting to see them make that shift, and just kind of give the audience a bit more background so that they understand the story a bit more. One of the other changes I'm told that they've made is changing how the infection spreads, because we don't see it being airborne in the way that it's used in the game. If we don't see the spores or anything like that, we don't see it being used as part of, how exactly these people become infected. We've only seen one body infected, and it was, yeah, I'm guessing dead. Um, so I'm curious to see how else, because the only thing we've seen was that grandma at the very beginning, and she attacked her daughter, and she bit her. So they're going with the traditional, zombie bitten, effect. And that's very interesting. I'm curious to see whether there will be other ways that it can spread. But it does make sense that they remove the pollens, because if that was the case, the actors would have to walk around with a mask all the time. And more people would really be infected. Now, it wouldn't just be contained to a small area, really, because that would just spread. Yeah, so I understand the change. And I've seen a few people who have said that, who have said, Last of Us is not a zombie series. It's not a zombie series. It's a zombie series. It is still. It's a fresh take on the concept, but it's still a zombie series. At the end of the day, and I don't know, for those who have watched Kingdom, another zombie series that does something different in terms of how the infection happens. And Kingdom uses a plant, yeah, and it evolves. I won't spoil it for those who have not seen Kingdom, because it's a fantastic show and you should watch it if you've not yet watched it. If you've not yet watched it, go ahead and check it out. But they use the plant and then it evolves into something else. But the point being, it's not just the bite per se, but it's still considered a zombie series. And we've seen in like World War Z where it's a bit different in how it's transferred as well. So there are going to be different adaptations where they've put their own spin on the concept, but at the end of the day, it is still a zombie. The character, you may say, okay, the infected doesn't necessarily die and come back to life, but they are dead. Their body is animated, but the person is gone. There's no bringing that person back, so they are dead. So again, a fresh take on the zombie genre, but in technically speaking, it is still a zombie series. But yeah, I'm having a fun time with the series so far, and the first episode was a banger, and I can't wait to check out the second episode. So let's get into it. Okay, Indonesia. All right, so they're immediately answering my question that I had at the end of the last episode, which is, what does the rest of the world look like? How did they react to the outbreak? I'm happy they're doing that. I don't think the last game did this. I think it was purely focused on the US, but I love to see when a show goes international, because other places do exist. And it's good to see how things are in other parts of the world. Okay, so that's important. I don't think we're gonna see a whole lot, as in other countries. But even if it's just the one, I'm happy to see it. Of course, Indonesia is a bit more, authoritarian, so she just gets picked up. She's not told what she's been picked up for. It's not great. But I'm assuming that they need her.
Iya. Tapi kenapa menggunakan klorazol untuk mempersiapkan slide?
Kami gunakan sebagai persiapan pengambilan sampel dari tubuh manusia, Bu Ratna.
I'm impressed.
Cordyceps tidak bisa bertahan pada manusia.
They can now.
Sebaiknya aku segera keluar.
I mean, at least have someone accompany her. I hope the specimen is dead. Okay, I think it's dead. I would still not want to risk it on my own. I just wouldn't. Alright. The people there have been bitten, but there's no chaos. Again, because of, how the authorities operate here. So they're able to control the spread a lot faster, but it's still likely to be very bad. It may just be contained in one area for now, at least. I wouldn't want to stick my finger in there. Even if I knew she was dead, I wouldn't want to do it. Ugh. Still moving. Ah. Yes. Get me the hell out of there. Brave woman. Where are the other 3 that she bit?
Lalu bagaimana dengan orang
Yeah.
yang digigitnya?
Dibawa untuk diobservasi. Sayangnya beberapa jam kemudian telah menjadi keharusan sesuai dengan prosedur. Mereka harus tetap dieksekusi.
Oh, okay, so they should have kept one alive. You kind of need, a subject or something
Lalu
to at least
pekerjaan
understand
lain
how this
bagaimana?
thing works.
14 orang hilang.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we do have a problem. That's a lot of people.
Kami butuh vaksin. Butuh obat.
I know at the beginning of the last episode they said it wasn't possible to make one, but that was decades ago. Is it possible now?
Saya telah menghabiskan waktu hidup saya untuk mempelajari hal ini. Jadi tolong dengarkan saya baik-baik. Dan tidak ada vaksin.
Saying there isn't, but we know Ellie does exist, so
Jadi apa yang harus kami lakukan, Bu?
it must be possible to have some sort of immunity to the virus.
Bom,
Kill everyone.
mulailah pengoboman.
Damn. She doesn't say it lightly.
Morning.
Well, they didn't take their eye off her.
What was Marlene doing with an infected kid?
I'm not infected. She found me after I was.
You know what I find amazing?
Didn't shoot you.
And
Really?
what they've done really well, and kudos to Pedro, because I don't particularly like Joel in the games, but I love him here. I love the character here.
You could share some of ours.
I
Thanks.
think the same thing
Marley's
happened
so
for me
good.
in like the Netflix Witcher series where Yennefer. I did not like Yennefer in the game, like at all. I disliked the character very much, but I loved Yennefer in the series. When they adapt the character well, it works. You guys just gonna stare all day. It's like, oh, he's got something good.
Is it chicken?
Yep.
Why she
Or
get
usually they get a
special
fish
a special sandwich?
Guess not you guys.
At least share some.
I'm gonna talk to you like you're an adult. Joel and I aren't good people. We're doing this for us. Because apparently you're worth something. But we don't know what you're worth if we don't know what we have.
No, they already found out about you anyway, so
There's
maybe as
a
well.
Firefly base camp somewhere out west. With doctors. They're working on a cure.
I've heard this before.
And whatever happened to me is
Is the key to finding the vaccine. That's what this is. We've heard this a million times.
Yeah, but you never had someone who got bit and wasn't infected. You still have a job that you're being paid to do. What does it matter?
Let's just finish it. It doesn't matter if she is or she isn't what the Fireflies say.
Yeah,
If we believe
just
that she
do your
is,
job, get your truck.
then we get what we want.
Exactly. Let's take turns, keep an eye on her, make the delivery, get your truck, find Tommy.
Can I have a gun?
Absolutely not.
Okay, Jesus, fine. Get that fucking sandwich out there.
One of the things that I'm worried about, and I'm hoping that they do make some changes there as well, is because in the game, yeah, Ellie's spunky and, you know, the angsty teen energy thing that she brings to the game was fun, but that's while you're playing and you have cutscenes in between and gameplay in between and all that. But in a series where you're just going to be solely focused on that character,
Yeah.
the teen angst
day
may
later.
get annoying for a lot of people. I can see that becoming annoying really fast for a lot of people. Wow, that looks great. That looks fantastic. So I do hope they just mix it up a bit and just don't have her being angry all the time, because
How did you get
yeah,
there?
it may just get a bit over the top.
You know the old mall in the QZ?
The one that's sealed off and boarded up and no one's supposed to go in ever? That one?
It's almost serene
Whatever, I
though.
snuck in.
Less
Wanted to see
humans. And, you know, trees and everything just taking back the city. I'm not a, it feels peaceful with all these, with so few humans about.
The city was
It was,
crazy.
I guess it was
Like,
just a matter of
swarms
time
infected running
before
around everywhere.
nature took back its
Exactly
place.
like that.
And
You know,
it
people
looks
like to tell
to me
stories.
like an improvement, if I'm being honest. That shouldn't that mean that it's a lot easier to take the infected out if that's the case? I mean, if because they've removed the whole spore element from it, it feels like it should be a lot easier for humans to take the cities back. I guess because they were hit so hard
gotta
and
be
fast with
kidding
this
me.
infection, you know, maybe
You ever stay in
they
a place
lost
like
way
this?
too many numbers
No, little.
to do that.
Going in there?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
you-
the
you've
stairwell
gotta.
on the other side.
Well, I don't know how to swim. Do
Seriously?
you think we have pools in the QZ?
No, smart ass. I mean,
it's foot deep. I mean, you'll
I
be
don't know how
fine.
I was supposed to know that.
Focus.
Yes, sir. I would like your finest sweet, please. Yes, ma'am. Would you like me to check your luggage?
Yes, ma'am. Right away, ma'am.
you're a weird kid.
You're a weird kid.
Yeah, this is not a field trip. You should stay focused. Blocked.
Maybe that one. Right. Well, I mean, maybe I could climb up there, work my way around.
Yeah, we don't trust you. Yeah, should be careful. Buildings getting old, things start to collapse. I mean, they could have just shot the door, the lock, right? Unless they don't want to make too much
That's nice.
noise, I guess. And draw attention to themselves.
Where'd you learn to do that?
The circus.
Yeah, not everyone there goes to school, I'm sure.
So, you two, like,
Pass.
how'd you end up in Boston?
Pass.
How long do infected live?
Oh, I thought you went to school.
It's a really shitty one.
Well, some last about a month or two. But there's others been walking around about 20 years.
So some of them do die pretty early on. A lot of this information that I'm getting feels like we should have been able to take out all these infected. Let's see. She knew before he even said anything.
What now?
Uh-oh. What is it? What? They're moving. Oh, okay. So a lot of infected down there. But they're not moving around. They look to be lying on the ground. They look like ants
They're
from up there.
connected.
More than you know. Step on a patch of cordyceps in one place, and you can wake a dozen affected from somewhere else.
That explains a lot.
Now they know where you are. Now they come.
I like Tess. I don't remember, again, like I said, I didn't play the game, I just watched gameplay and stuff. I don't remember getting a lot off her, but I like the actress, her portrayal here.
You've got to be fucking kidding.
Well,
It looks like
there's a
art.
way across from the top floor.
Well, then I guess it's...
Alright. Sneaky time.
I have a spare hand.
Congratulations.
They're not giving you a gun. Eventually, they'll have to. Yeah, I mean, you can if she ends up shooting one of you in the back by accident or
Guess we
something.
should have gone
But
this way in the first place.
oh,
shit.
don't celebrate too soon. And he still looks fresh.
What the fuck did that?
Yeah. Yeah, something is here. Assume the worst.
Okay, from this point forward, we are silent. Not quiet. Silent.
I guess she's only seen
No
one
question.
type of infected. Could just be a shaky building, maybe. Just old, just building being old. And from what she said, guns would be even more difficult to use. Yeah. Yeah, you need to try to kill them silently. I like how it's done. I will say I don't remember what movie it was. I think it was Silent Hill. The nurses in the Silent Hill movie. I was hoping for something more like that. These still feel very human. So it's a lot of them. And they are not easy to kill. Using noise to distract them. Smart. Yeah, the movements are feel. I know they're using practical. So it's just someone in a suit, and the movements just still feel too human to me. The Silent Hill nurses were similar to these in the way that they reacted to noise. They look great though, I will say they look fantastic. But the nurses in Silent Hill didn't move human, they moved almost like dolls. And that's kind of how I kind of imagined the clickers' movements would be. These still feel like humans running about. Yeah, I think I would have preferred if they went a different route, but I still like how they're being portrayed here, especially the makeup and stuff. It looks great. Run, damn it. I mean, it's close now, so you can shoot it in the face. I don't know if it works the same way in the show as it does in the game, where headshots matter more. Don't die, Tess. Oh, she got it in the ear. Okay, so headshots work. We're okay. We're okay.
Yeah.
You fucking kidding me?
Got bitten again.
I mean, if it was gonna happen to one of us.
Was Tess bitten? I mean, I hope she wasn't. Said it's a twisted ankle.
Just wait there. Give us a minute.
Should have had her wait on this side, you know.
What about the kid? You mean the first bite didn't take? And what about the second?
How about you just take the good news? Can you do that?
He doesn't want to
Do you think
hope.
for once, maybe we could actually win.
He doesn't want to hope.
Just go and watch her.
Yeah, I get it. I guess it beats the view back where you're coming from, but I don't think you'll love it when you get down there. Especially not at night. I would not trust that thing to hold all three of us at the same time. I would be suspicious of everything. I mean, he's not wrong in being a bit skeptical here because, you know, she was bit once. We don't know what happens if she's bitten again.
Where the fuck are they?
Oh, this is the spot? We're here? This is not looking good. If they all got killed or something. There's a lot of blood. Driver's seat blood. It looks like they got attacked. They're probably gonna have to take Ellie all the way. There's no one coming to meet you.
They went inside.
Fresh blood.
Tess.
Come on!
Tess!
I mean, the deal was, if we didn't get our shit when we got here, we would kill her. I don't remember what happens to Tess in the game.
Okay. I mean, there's gotta be a fucking radio or something, right? I mean, one of them's gotta have a map on them, right?
No.
Tess wants to have some hope.
Not my fucking home!
I'm staying.
She's gonna.
I mean, our luck had to run out sooner or later.
Fuck. She's infected.
She got bitten. Yeah, she got bitten. Damn.
Oops. Take your bandage off.
Yeah, hers hasn't spread.
Look. Joel. This is real. I need you to get her to Bill and Frank's.
No.
They'll take her off your hands. They'll handle it from here.
No, I can't. They won't take her. They're not gonna take
They
her.
will, because you'll convince them. Yes, you will. I never ask you for anything, not to feel the way I felt, not to... You shut the fuck up, because I don't have time. This is your chance.
Shut up, Joel. Shut up.
All the shit we did. Please say yes, Joel. Please.
Oh, fuck!
Uh-oh. Yeah, kill one. Gotta move, guys. You've gotta move. Grab whatever weapons you can from here and get moving.
How many?
All of them. Maybe a minute.
Yeah, and Tess is staying, isn't she? Oh man, I was starting to like Tess. Gotta deal with the loss, Joe.
Say who you can say.
You're a badass, Tess. Stupid lighter. You know, use one of the grenades. Yeah, they're not even attacking her anymore. Oh, come on, no. You don't want to become like them. Come on, Marlene. Come on, Tess. Come on. Yes. R.I.P. Tess. Wow, episode 2 of The Last of Us. Yeah, I mean, R.I.P. Tess. Like I said, one of the things that the series is doing so amazing is just character development. I said earlier in the episode that, you know, in the game, I was not a Joel fan. I didn't particularly like the character, but watching this series so far, I'm loving him. Because I'm getting a bit more from him. Rather, he's not just angry Joel all the time. You know, there are nuances to what he actually is doing. You do see him making some effort, even in his interaction with Ellie early on, trying to converse. So he's not just angry all the time. And I mentioned that I worried that they may not realize that they need to make a subtle change with Ellie as well, because if her character is constantly the angry teen character, then it's gonna get a bit, you know, annoying eventually. They have to have nuanced characters, and she can't just be one note. And I do hope they acknowledge that, similarly to what they have done with Joel, and make some changes to fit this medium, right? Because like I said, it's a bit different from the game. In the game, there's gameplay in between, cutscenes in between, but here in the series, you're going to be focused on this character all the time, so you can't just have them you know, doing the same thing over and over and over again. That will get a bit tiring, but they've demonstrated with Joel that they are willing to make changes to the character to fit, you know, this story. And I'm liking Joel here a lot more than I did in the game, so that's a job well done. Like I said, I didn't play the game. I've just watched gameplay and the story online, and I don't remember Tess a whole lot. I remember her from the beginning, but I don't remember what happened to her. I didn't realize that she died. I don't know if she does in fact die in the game, or maybe they just changed that for the series and she dies here. I'm not sure, but I was really liking the character and how she was being portrayed here, and it's sad to see her go out. We gotta look at the infected, or at least, you know, this version of the infected. We saw them in the first episode, but you know, the transformation wasn't complete. They were still going through changes. This is 20 years later, and we see what the fungi has done to their bodies, and yeah, it's gruesome. It is gruesome. I like that they went, you know, practical, instead of using CGI monsters. The makeup and effects looks absolutely amazing. Like I said, my one and only nitpick, it's just a nitpick, I guess, is just the movements of the clickers. I'll try and find a clip of the nurses from Silent Hill to show you what I was expecting, you know. And I'm curious, because I feel as though in the game that's how they move, or close to how they move. They move a bit more frantically, not human-like. But here in the series, it still feels very much like human movements. Like as if someone is making a conscious effort to move in a certain way. The nurses in Silent Hill, they did not move like, you know, you'd expect humans to do. They moved almost as if they were being controlled by something, and that's kind of what I was expecting. So that's a small nitpick. But overall, the portrayal and the makeup and everything for the clickers looked fantastic. The reveal, it was all pretty well done. Now, in the very beginning, we started out in Indonesia, which answered a lot of questions that I had at the end of the last episode as to how the rest of the world reacted to this infection. And I was happy to see them kind of expand to a bit more international and seeing how the rest of the world reacted to it, which I guess they did the same thing. They just bombed the cities, and the US did the same thing. They just bombed the cities. But it was good because I don't think in the game you got that much detail about the outside world. It was just focused on the US, this kind of explores what we knew would happen. And we have at this point we have kind of COVID. Having gone through the COVID experience, we see how each nation would react, and it eventually boils down to the very same thing. It doesn't matter how controlled you are with it. If it's depending on what the infection is, of course, and what the virus is that you're dealing with, regulation can only do so much. So in Indonesia, they took different approaches, but the end result, I'm assuming, was pretty much the same. Right? They all had to resort to bombing the cities. So it was really interesting to see from that perspective. I don't believe they're gonna show us other countries, but it was good to see at least one perspective outside of the US. So I really like that. I'm liking the openings for each episode so far. They're really good in adding context to what we already know. So that was really, really well done. It's now Joel and Ellie, and it's a loss for Joel, and I'm learning to appreciate Joel, having gone through the episodes now. Outside of the game, where he just feels as though he's just this angry man that doesn't want, that can't be happy, but like I said, there's a lot more nuance to his character here, where you have some time to sit with him and understand and see how the gears are moving through his mind. Here, you see how he cares for Tess in small ways, in trying to wrap her foot. Here, when she was attacked and he saw her, his immediate reaction, and even their exchange in the building, when she was supposed to find a way around to open the door, and Joel heard a noise, and before he said anything, she said, "Put the gun down, Joel," because she knows what his reaction would be. And the same thing happened back at their house, and when he saw her face, she had to kind of talk him down, because she knows him, and she knows him so well, and it's just how that information is being conveyed, I think, is just being executed really, really well. This was a triumph of an episode. Definitely one of my favorites. The episodes so far, that's 2 for 2. 2 for 2, 2 fantastic episodes. I'm curious to see how this, because we're going to be following just these 2 characters for such a long period. Like I said, in the game it's a bit different because you are in control and you have gameplay and exploration and all of that. But the show doesn't have that luxury, right? They have a finite amount of time to get the story moving. I guess that's why they're running through the entire first game in one season, because outside of the exploration and side missions and so on, there's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of story to tell, really. But I think Tess said that they're going to meet 2 guys who, I think Bill is his name, who I do remember from the story things that I watched. So that's where they're headed now, to leave Ellie or pass her on so Bill can get her to where she needs to go. We're in it. We're in it. First look at all the first look at the infected. We lost Tess, unfortunately, but Joel is, I think he's a man who has not learned how to deal with loss. I'm not sure what happened to Sarah's mother, but I'm assuming either she left or she passed away, and that seemed to have broken him, and then he lost Sarah, and he's worried about Tommy, and now he's lost Tess. So he's going through a lot of loss, and I love how they're building that up for what comes next. So that is interesting. But a point of note, even in this episode where Tess says, we're not good people, when talking to Ellie, and at the very end there, she said, do this for all the horrible stuff that we have done. You need to do this, because this represents hope, and the things that we've been doing have not, it hasn't been great. It's highlighting. I wish they did show it. It's highlighting in a way that Tess and Joel did some terrible things, but I wish they did show it, because I feel as though a lot of audiences are just going to kind of gloss over that fact. And I think they need to show both sides of Joel, and not just a sympathetic side. They need to show that, okay, he did a lot of bad things. They're telling us, but they're not showing us, but they're showing us everything else. I just worry that part of the message will get lost, but overall, fantastic episode, and I can't wait to see the next. Alright everyone, that is it for episode 2 of The Last of Us. Be sure to post down in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on this episode. Hit like and subscribe if you want to support the channel, and I'll see you for the next one.